Hello, hello. I'm Bonnie Sunshine. Welcome to today's edition of Some Society. We have myself, the Archer, and my lovely, wonderful, delightful partner, Io Ash Misako, the architect, the void, the moon. Oh, we were just sitting here being melty in the vibe of the space weather today. How you doing over there, you?
Oh my gosh, let me tell you the space weather this week and this past week. I was like, man, why is it so soupy? Why do we still I personally, I don't know about you guys out there, but I am feeling so soupy. Like at the top of my space weather chart that I write up every week, which you guys can find in school if you come join us over there. It says literally, we are soup. So maybe instead of what beverage are you drinking today, I would like to know what soup you are today. Currently, I am feeling very like mushy split pea soup. Like I don't everything is like the same consistency, the same color. Like that's the soup I feel like today. What kind of soup are you, Bonnie?
Well, I was sharing with you before we started that I ate something for my dinner last night that I've been changing the way I eat, and this was not on my list of things to eat. So I feel heavy, like tired. Um, yeah, like I ate junk food, and it wasn't junk food, but it's very clearly food that is no longer for me.
So what if you were a soup, what soup would you be?
Oh, and I'm hearing potato leek soup.
Ooh, God, that's one of my favorites. We got in the comments, funky soup, a soup that's been left in the sun. This is the vibe this week. So, kudos to those that have shown up live because I had to drag myself here this morning, which is like this is the thing that lights up my week. This is what I love to do. And if I had to drag myself here, I can't even imagine what is taking some others to show up here live. So thank you so much for being here live. Thank you so much to anybody that is watching this replay and the recording of this. We love to have you around. And as always, if you find use in this, press the what is the like button, the subscribe button, or even better yet, come hang out with us in school. Like that's where the real party is happening over there. So welcome and thank you so much for being here. So much.
Yes, I I was very surprised. So in the United States, we just had our time change on Sunday, and Sunday and Monday were so easeful to me, but this morning is the one where I feel I'm having a hard time starting. Everything feels sluggish and slow, and I'm drinking my celery juice, which is actually waking me up. The sensation of stagnation in my calves is going away. I'm so grateful that I have you all to share this with and to be witnessed in what's happening both in your lives and in my life. So if you'd also like to share what's up for you, drop it in the comments. If you're watching the recording, drop it in the chat. And when we feel your energy, it helps the collective because it brings more messages through for both EO and I.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that, babe. So we've got like a really low, slow day planned for y'all, or morning or 45 minutes or whatever the fuck this is. We're going to keep it really down tempo. That is the energy right now for this week. Like we were saying, we are soup. All of you that just joined us in the live, feel free to let us know what soup you are. So, overall theme this week is we are soup, right? So, there is this collective exhaustion that's happening, like collective. And this is before the reset button. Like, we are in the final degrees of Pisces right now, And so, because of that, we've also got that Mercury retrograde in, we've got the Pisces stellium in, and we also have gate 36 activating this week, and that is the gate of crisis and exploration. So, it's like this big, giant pause button, essentially, that's happening right now. Um, yeah, it's really interesting. I really want to tell whoever needs to hear this right now, whoever needs to hear this right now, you are not lazy. You're not lazy, babe. Things are just really soupy right now. You're not lazy. Everything is okay. You are not lazy.
Thank
And
you. That was for me, for
yeah,
sure.
it's for you. It's for me. I was saying it to myself. It's for everybody that's in here right now. It's a big one. Yeah. See, everybody's like, "That's for me. That was for me." Oh my gosh. So this goes to show this is the energy that we're in. You are not lazy. I am not lazy. Some people this may not be hitting for them and they may have, this season may be a really accelerated season for them right now. And also for the collective majority of us, it is motherfucking soup, guys. One of the things that is coming in so strongly right now with me, what's happening this week is void work. So I am the void, like Bonnie mentioned at the beginning. This is one of my areas of expertise. It was really cute. I was having trouble with my own void work. And yesterday, one of my my spiritual mentees, one of my little spiritual kids messaged me and they're like, it's void work. I can feel I'm supposed to be doing all the void stuff. And she sent me this message that was this voice memo. She's like, thankfully, I had a teacher that is a master of the void. It was very, very, very cute. So let's talk about some void work right now. Last night, I found myself in looping thought patterns. This is very indicative of a Mercury retrograde, especially this Mercury retrograde that we're in, where it's all about like past relationships and things left undone. We're closing a bunch of karmic cycles out right now. So I found myself in thought loops, which doesn't happen super often and still can happen for me. And when I'm in those thought loops, it's like my logical just wants to take over everything. So I tried to go into my body and my body wasn't doing it. Even my somatics practices weren't hitting very hard. So what I ended up doing last night, and this is a practice if you find yourself in like thought looping sensations, is literally completely, this is void work. I don't know. 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 And you just repeat it to yourself over and over and over and over again. And if your brain starts to pick up loops and starts to be like, I don't know, but I don't know. And if your brain starts to do that, just go roll right back in, catch yourself and go, oh, yeah, I don't know. That would be knowing, but I don't know. So I can't know. And I don't know, and it gets you into a place the goal is to essentially get you into a place where you start feeling comfortable with I don't know, comfortable with the void, comfortable with nothing. You got anything for us, Miss Bonnie?
I do. So interestingly, while you were saying, I don't know, I could actually feel myself like clearing and cleansing. So my invitation is everyone take a breath, land even more here in your body, be present with what is here today, and tune into that frequency of I don't know. And again, it's hitting my calves. Um, when we allow the junk and that icky soup, not the good soup, but the icky soup to flush out of our systems with that I don't know. One of the main things that we also want to do is sweep it away from you at the end of that practice. So once you've said, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And I don't know. Sweep it away from you at least 6 feet. Out a window or a door is preferred so that it doesn't come back onto you. And then love begins. Be compassionate with yourself. Give yourself some grace and love, because what you pour into yourself, and if you're, I'm seeing like stabby, if you're attacking yourself with words or energy or frequency, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So the way you treat yourself is the way you treat others. The way you treat others is the way you treat yourself. And you are okay. You are okay. You're here with us.
Can you pop that card back up?
Yeah.
Let's look at this card, y'all. This is a one card, so this is all about self, right? This is all about self. And it's yeah, the love begins. So it's interesting to me with this, we've had this card before, and what I find very interesting in this card is it's two different hands. That's not the same person. So this is also the reminder that sometimes it's good to have other people fill into you. And me, being a hermit opportunist in human design, sometimes it's easy for me to forget that. Sometimes it's easy for me to forget that sometimes it takes some community around me to help pour into me. Um, so this is just, a gentle reminder. Reach out to somebody that you maybe haven't talked to for a little while, that you miss and that you love. And, say the kind thing, say the compassionate thing, because, this isn't just about, Bonnie is absolutely correct. Treat yourself and also treat others, right? Treat others how you want to be treated. It's a great time for self-support and also for community support and to support other people as well. So I definitely recommend that right now. Yeah.
I love that you're bringing in the hands. I'm also getting the polarity within ourselves. And just a reminder that if you are not hydrated or your yeses and nos aren't turned on with your intuition, that arriving hydrated or drinking throughout will help you receive more information from the messages that we're transmitting, not just the words, but the frequencies. And if you are not turned on, if your system is not activated, you can do one of two things to reset your polarity. Put your hand on your head and then flip until you know that till you feel that turned on. So for me, I'll start moving forward and backward. And if that one doesn't work for you, you can do the I love you, which is putting your hands together and pumping. So I know for some people, one works and the other one doesn't. Use whichever one is for you.
Both work really well for me. I love the I love you pumping one. That is one of my favorite ones. Like I use that pretty consistently now since you taught that to us. I don't know, the beginning of this whatever. It's great. I also I want to dig in and talk about this Jupiter direct. We talked about it last week, right? And that Jupiter direct brings in so much like energy, and it brings in so much luck, and it brings in so much beginning. And also, we've got this I wrote down tug and pull energy when I meant push and pull, but I'm finding it interesting that I wrote down tug and pull, which are essentially the same thing. So it's like we're being pulled, like, and what I'm getting is Jupiter is pulling us. Jupiter is pulling us through, like, Jupiter is pulling us through this Piscean fog, right? So if you would like, I recommend a practice that's just getting downloaded now. They're saying to go online and look at the actual photo of Jupiter as a planet. It is an incredibly exquisite, beautiful, my name being Eo, I might have some bias towards Jupiter being the best and coolest planet in the world or in the universe. Yeah. So regardless, go look at Jupiter. That Jupiter is going to help pull us through this Piscean energy, which is this soup, this fog, right? It is going to be our like guiding star for or guiding planet for the next little while. And with this Jupiter going direct, right? And that's happening today. And the Piscean soup is going to continue for the next 10 days. Like this Piscean soup, we're looking at for the next 10 days. So this kind of like foggy, soupy energy. And then after the 20th, that's when everything just starts waking up again, which is great because, oh, guess what? That's our new year in the pagan traditions, right? Right. We're looking at solstice happening then. We were looking at moving into a new sun sign. We'll go over that next week. But essentially, right now, it feels like this the Jupiter energy feels like there's a car suspended and the engine's rearing and the tires are spinning and they're like, whoo, they're going so fast. But there's nothing, there's no road. There's literally no fucking road. So it's like, yeah. And the car's like, wait a sec. Like, what the fuck is going on? Wait, what? So we're waiting until that rubber meets the road, essentially, is what's feeling on, right? So we got people in the comments saying that they're in full hermit mode right now. We got another Daddy Jupiter or Poppy Jupiter. Yeah, Jupiter's he's all up in us right now. It's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, just trust that. Like even thinking about Jupiter, I'm feeling more energized. If you saw my energy lift up a little bit. So if you need a little bit of power, a little bit of juice to get through this week and the next 10 days, go look up Jupiter, hang out with Jupiter, meditate on Jupiter, paint Jupiter, just be in some Jupiter goodness because that will really be super helpful. Not me putting Jupiter on my phone screensaver. Yeah, can we talk about that?
That's so
Yeah,
good.
that's Jupiter hanging out there.
And I got a couple cards for that. So with this time and your wheel spinning and we don't have the road, this is what's happening behind the scenes. Your passions are getting lit up, they're coming alive, they're waking up, they're here for you. They're going to start giving you different messages.
I'm cracking up. That card is for our next. This one right here, Passion Ignited, is literally for our next thing we'll be talking about.
Yes, I was like, it's coming. This is the message of it's coming.
Yeah.
And then moving on, and I'm guessing you're going to give us more information about what this card means. But for me, what I was getting together is moving forward.
Yeah.
We're going together with our passion. We're moving into the next thing. There is motion, and it's at whatever pace that we are going. It's not a swipe and get rid of everything. It's coming forward with our passions.
Yeah. And again, we've got another one card. So this is very self-based. And then we also have a six card, which is very like comfort, home, nurturing. It's a very nurturing aspect. So when we get those together, we also have the seven, which is all paradoxical. And we are in a very paradoxical time right now that's coming through. We've got the paradox of Jupiter pulling us through this Piscean energy, right? We've got like this luck and this brightness and this greatness of Jupiter, and also this Piscean soup of I have no idea where the fuck I'm going, right? And we're getting pulled. And I'm going to bring in that karmic soup while you have those cards up because this is big right now. We've got Mercury retrograde and Mars conjunct in the North Node. And this energy is going to be running like it's already running up and running, but it's going to be really the strongest this week from the 11th to the 19th, right? And these things may still be lingering. What I have written here is karma, 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 karma drop. Like it is a karma drop right now. We are getting dumped with karmic cycles right now. And this is a really, and we're, this goes into the gate as well. This is a really opportune and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time that anything that might still be lingering, right? Anything that might still be lingering, it is allowing it to release and then taking an action, one small step, right? When we look at North Node, let me explain something's bringing in to explain North Node to y'all a little bit. North Node is our ultimate path, it is our ultimate destiny. It is what we came here in astrology. It is the thing we came here to fucking do. That is our North Node. And what do we need to drop to step into that? What do we need to release to step into that? That is what all of this North Node is about right now. So it is all about taking one small step towards your soul aligned path. Super, super duper important. This right here is speaking to the Mars in North Node, right? Mars is action. And I'm not asking for big action. It doesn't need to be big action, but it needs to be at least a step of where you are going, what you're going to be doing. Me this week, because I tend to go through these things like a week or so beforehand, so I can compare them and bring them to you guys. This last week, I made a flyer of all my upcoming events and where you can find me. You know, that's me taking a step to what I want to see. I know I'm supposed to be doing these big channeling tours. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know what it's going to fucking look like. Like, I have no idea, guys. Like, none. So it's me playing in the void. So I don't know. And also, something told me to make like an upcoming schedule. I've been watching a lot of comedians lately and they always have the upcoming schedule. So I was like, I want to do that. So I made that and put that out there, right? It's not a big step. It's just, what do I have on my calendar this next month and what could people come and hang out with?
I love that. And what I was getting from all of that is looking at how the light is hitting us, how we're stepping into light. And for me, being the sun, when we say things that have been in the darkness, the shadows, the unspeakable, the hidden, and we put any amount of light into them, they don't control us in the same way. They're not unconscious. And so this is about moving into light. And the sunshine also helps purify us. It gives us, I'm seeing like angel light shining on us. Is that Jupiter? Yeah. So Jupiter is giving us a different frequency of angel light to move into that north node.
A reminder to hydrate, 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 hydrate. Whenever you see Bonnie or I take a sip of something, we always invite you to join us to also take a sip of something. I love that you're bringing in the light portion of this because that is a very, very big portion. We're seeing it globally right now too, and I'm not going to bypass that globally. We've got a lot of stuff going on. The US, a lot of people in the US are feeling it heavy, but it isn't just the US, right? We've got the war that isn't a war that is happening right now, which is actually a war, even though they're saying it isn't a war. Um, I was talking about this with my dad last night. There are so many different wars that are happening right now. And there is just this like everybody's grabbing for like control and power, control and power, control and power. And so, me as a spiritualist, I'm like, where do I make sure that this is balanced in myself? Right. I'm even running through this with my own personal coach. Like there's like this weird control aspect that's happening right now. And I'm like rebelling against it. And I'm like, no, like this is not like I'm not in a place to be controlled. And we are all controlled at some level, whether it be by our past or our, we're all being controlled at some level, right? And it could be old stories that are controlling us. It could be actual people that are controlling us. And the thought in this is to be really aware of any kind of victim mindset. There's a dynamic called the drama triangle that we have brought in a few times, where it is villain, victim, and hero. And kind of pay attention to if you're playing any of those roles whenever you get into like some thought loops. This is a big portion of this Mercury in retrograde, like in conjunction in the North Node. There is one big portion on this, which is past things are going to come up, past relationships, past experiences, past relationships with yourself. Bonnie, do you have a card for this one? And there is medicine here. It's really, really important that there is medicine here. Did you pick up? Bonnie's cracking up right now, so I'm going to add a spotlight. Did you pick up medicine cards? Okay, the
I
medicine is the shadow. Like
I
this is
started
so
to
huge.
I started to shuffle and it literally flew out.
Yeah. Yeah. So the medicine is in the shadow. So like Bonnie was just saying, ooh, go ahead and take a breath. And let that drop in. The medicine is in the shadow. And let that mean whatever it needs to mean for you. I'm not going to give you any extra hints on this. This is where I'm going to come in with my oracle stuff. The medicine is in the shadow, guys.
There's a message within the nine, if you have a message for the nine.
We've got the one in the eight, which is self. Eight is all about abundance. Ooh, gosh, there's the message right there. Whew. We've got self and abundance, and there can be an imbalance. It's interesting. Normally, when I put the numbers together, it normally gives me like almost like an equals completes, but right now it's imbalanced. We've got self thinking about abundance and thinking about money and thinking about wealth and thinking about power and thinking about control, right? We've got this almost infinite shadow loop that is happening with this. How am I going to make this money? How am I going to move forward? How am I going to get more clout? How am I going to get more power? And that is in direct adversity with the one with the self. And when you add one and eight, gosh, this is so interesting. When you add one and eight together, we go into nine, we go into humanity. And I'm finding it very interesting with this because Sunday night, I go to ecstatic dance pretty regularly every Sunday. And Sunday night, there was a quote that was put up by the facilitator. She's an incredible facilitator. And her name is Sarah, and she does the ecstatic dance. And she asked me to write down a quote on a board, and I would love to read that. Eight is also about power. Thank you to our resident numerologist bringing that in. Here's the message for the nine. Whenever I feel helpless in this overwhelming world, I become a helper. Oh, my love. On the days when it feels like I have no power, I serve others. You see, whenever I wash the world's feet, my hands immediately stop shaking. That is a quote by John Rodell. That's the message in that card. Yeah, we got dams are all coming up. I think that needs to be a little clippy do right there for
For
sure.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm getting the message to make sure that you breathe into your feet, connect to your feet,
Mhm.
especially if you're not feeling them right now. Um, it can be very easy to forget that we can breathe all the way down.
What happens if I've been sitting on my foot the whole time and I literally can't feel it?
Maybe that was for you. I was like,
Yeah.
who can't feel their feet?
I'm moving my foot back down. Wow. Pins and needles. Pins and needles.
And
Oh,
so normally I do a lot of burping, and for for a couple months those haven't been coming through. But today my burps have been on point and I've just been doing them off audio and off camera. And when Eo mentioned the infinity sign with the number 8, and I started tracing that around the shadow card, when I was doing that, it was both within myself and over the card. I had a gigantic belch. So that was clearing whatever message was coming through for the collective, and also putting an exclamation point on using that for yourself for anything that comes up related to this card or shadow or void energy for yourself.
yeah, this is this is a little bit advanced practice, y'all. I feel like you can handle some of this. There's something that we use a lot in the tantric circles that we call emotional release exercises. You can find an example of this on my Instagram. It's the one where I'm like screaming. You'll see like the picture around like that's a silent scream. That's an emotional release exercise. And one of the things, it's interesting because it's coming up. I had a huge emotional release exercise last night. And what's coming in is to share a lot of us when we were growing up, one of our quote unquote negative emotions would have been suppressed, right? Whether it be sadness was suppressed in some people, anger was suppressed in some people. And normally one was more favored within a family than the other. For me personally, I came from a pretty strict Japanese style household where emotions just, well, Japanese and German. Yes, I will be bringing in the German side of that as well. I had where it was my sadness was repressed and my anger was more okay. So kind of check in with those because a lot of times my sadness will live underneath my anger. And so for me to have like a really potent emotional release exercise, I'll go into screaming, angry, getting really, really pissed off, and then I'll crumble into crying. Some of my clients, because they were taught that sadness was okay, but anger wasn't, what they would do is they would start like really crying and releasing that and then move into an anger. So the recommendation is to feel your feelings as fully as possible. Holy fuck, that's a lot of F's. Feel your feelings as fully as possible. It's really important right now. It is really important. Give yourself the space, give yourself the time. I'll be really honest. I hang out in the news because I do something called what I call sacred disrupting, where I will watch the most horrible things I possibly can to transmute them in my own body because I believe that is also transmuting them for the collective as well. It is part of my volunteer work, so to speak, and to really watch myself not get caught in the cycles. But because of that, I can store up a lot of this global shit that's happening. And it's really imperative to have regular emotional releases, if at all possible. So, yeah. Yeah, and this kind of moves into that March 13th. In 3 days, we're going to be in gate 36, which is the gate of exploration. It is also considered the gate of crisis. In the quantum theory of human design by Dr. Karen Parker, it is seen as the gate of exploration. In the original human design, it is seen as the gate of crisis. The thing about this gate is all about experience in emotion, right? Exploring what others avoid, exploring what others avoid. So, are you able to feel your feelings? Do you feel supported to feel your feelings as fully as possible? You are a pioneer. The people that are watching this are fucking pioneers, and I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that you're not ready. I don't want to hear that, oh, I can't do that. You've got support. You've got support in school. You've got Bonnie and I's support. Come hang out in community because it is time for you to feel your feelings. Emotional constipation will literally fucking kill you. Literally. I have watched it kill many people in my family. All right. Let it out. Let it out.
And the universe has your back during this time. So the message here is, um, as one of my teachers says, Gus, which I converted into Agus, angels, guides, God, goddess, universe, source. It is all here for you. It's got your back. There was something you said that was like coming. It's not coming back to me though.
You're divinely
All,
protected.
yeah, all I'm seeing is her going like this.
Which is 21. This is communication. This is balance in self, the balance of self. So what I'm getting is when we bring up that what was it, the one and the eight card, the one and the eight card.
Six.
No, wrong. No, different cards, honey.
Oh, the one in eight. Yeah, the shadow.
Yeah, yeah, the one in the eight card. When you bring this in, bring up the universe card. When you are able to transmute and release your energy and your emotions, which is looking, at your shadow, feeling your shadow, fully feeling your shadow, you get the entire universe and you get communication, a deeper communication with the universe, which is also you. So, is what's coming in for
It's
me.
so interesting how many ones there were today.
Yeah, it's a very self time. Like we had somebody in the chat say they're in hermit mode. This is a very about self. We've been, Jupiter went direct today, but we've been very internal. Jupiter was in retrograde, which is all about internal systems, internal systems, internal systems, internal systems. And now today we are starting to move outward in that. Yeah.
And for this particular deck, the one symbolizes unity of all things. And that comes back to that stepping forward into the light.
Bizarre. So what does a nine go for in this one? Because that's what I would consider a nine.
The nine is wisdom, forgiveness, and endings,
Yeah.
completion.
Yeah, I would say that's also nine in numerology as well,
Yeah.
right? It's like the final degrees. Hmm.
And this is also one is courage.
Yeah.
I'm hearing, especially with this universe card, the courage of doing the thing that you desire, that you want so badly. And it's taking that tiniest step towards it.
Yeah. It's important. One small action. We're talking about that Mars energy again, you guys, like margin your North Node. Action towards, if you haven't looked at your North Node, if you can go pull up your chart. I personally use time passages for my app on that. We are not sponsored yet. But I personally use time passages for that. And if you go take a look at your North Node, really, really important, some important information might lay there for you. So go down a little rabbit hole of yourself. Oh, Spirit has a plan, so you don't have to. How nice is that? Spirit has a plan, so you don't have to have one.
I
So
love
good.
how pretty this koala is.
It's such a pretty koala. I
Yeah.
always want to cuddle koalas. All right. Well, I'm feeling good to wrap up. You feeling good to wrap up, love?
Yeah. Let's just check in with everybody. How are you all feeling? Is this bringing up anything for you? Do you want to name something that you are stepping into, that you are making a commitment for the tiniest step for this next week?
I think that's a great
Um,
commitment that just came up. Swimming in the soup. Yeah. If you can swim this soup, ooh, that's beautiful. just remember that you have that like anchor line, and they're showing it's right around the solar plexus energy, which is interesting because that gate 36 is also solar plexus. Is if you can feel Jupiter hooked into that, you're kind of, you're getting to swim, and you also have like a safety rope around you, which is really nice. You're always supported. You are always supported.
Mhm.
Do you have anything coming up for this week, Bonnie?
Yeah. I have a message. Hold on. I just got this last night.
But Bonnie's got a final message just coming in.
So we've been talking a lot about human design today. And one of the things that can be signals, whether they're emotional or we're tuning into your authority, what your authority is. So for me, generator satisfaction and my not self is frustration. That these can be indicators of where our emotions or energetics for me are blocked. So for generators, you might feel frustration because energy can't move. For projectors, you might feel bitterness because you see the path, but you're not invited to guide or share. For manifestors, you might feel anger because your momentum gets blocked. For reflectors, you might feel disappointment because the environment doesn't feel supportive for change. And then manifesting generators is also that feeling of frustration because energy can't move.
Mm.
So tuning into your authority or your not self, this particular week, this might be giving you information of what emotions, sensations, energetics, anything in your physical world, energetic, or even your mind. Feel that so that if there's something else behind it, like you was saying, it could be another emotion or another piece of data that is available for you without using the mind, use the body, use the emotions to be with it.
That's good.
Ba-ba-dum.
I like how it closes with an autistic stem. So good. So fucking good. Oh man. So I
Like
really
that was weird.
thank you all for joining us again for this beautiful, beautiful, soupy week. Let us know in the comments below what kind of soup are you this week. I really am highly intrigued and interested to see everybody's answers. Again, if you found this useful or if you enjoy our banter, please click the like button, click the subscribe button, and share to somebody. These are all invitations. I don't know why you guys need me to fucking tell you what to do. You already know what to do. So I would love it if you did it, because it's really helpful. We're getting like a bunch of views with these, but nobody's fucking liking it. So I'm just convinced they all hate us. That's where I'm at. Like that's where I'm gonna go with this. You all just, if you're watching this and you don't hit the like button, it means you hate me. Okay, that's the victim mode. I was just, yeah, that's so come hang out with us next week. We do this every single week. I would love to see you here live and in person. We do go on after hours to have a little like personal chat that's completely off recording. And that's just a little special treat for y'all if you want to come out and you get to, see our belly buttons out essentially. So love you all. Thank you for dropping in, and we'll see you next week. Bye.